Hello, 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 everyone. And yes, 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 I appreciate you becoming a member. All right. I love Jesus. God bless. Absolutely, Australia. I appreciate that. God bless. All right. Who's number one tonight? Brat Brat. Number one, girl. Good evening, PG. God bless. Much love, Summer's Army. To everyone in chat, Miss Norway, prayers, many, many prayers. God bless. All right, girl. I appreciate that. Hey, Sue, number two. Number two. Miss Justice. And number three. There we go. Number three, girl. God bless. And number four is D. You are number four. Hey, PG in chat. Hey, hey, hey to you. God bless. Good to see everybody coming in here. Absolutely. All right. PG got to throw on a sweater. I got to throw on a sweater, you guys. Getting a little chilly in my house. I tell you, my kids, sometimes I think those kids are Eskimos. I don't know. They lead me to believe it. I turned it off for a minute so I could snap open a cold one. Yep. Day-Day's on tonight, but I'm not going to share my cold one with her. I'm still a little angry about the funnel cake. Pound high with ice cream, all the good stuff, and Peachy didn't get none. I'm still upset about that. Might be a long time. Might be a long time before I get over that one. All right, let's go down through here. Hey, there you are, Karen. Good to see you, girl. Good to see you. And I love Jesus. Became a member tonight, you guys. Became a member tonight. God bless. Hey, Ivy's mom. Good to see you, hon. Let me see. There's a legendary. How you doing, sweetie? Suzanne, Seeking Truth, Peaches. Hello, PG Mods chat. Much love to you, Seeking Truth. God bless, girl. Hey, Pam, I see you. Deputy Sheriff, good to see you in here. Oh, Anna, how you doing, sweetie? O'Connor, how you doing? Good to see everybody. Good to see everyone in here tonight. Australia says, Pam, good to see you. Good to see everybody. Patty Ponytail, hey girl, how you doing? God bless. There you are. Oh, green hearts for Sebastian. Amen. I'm gonna tell you, I think it's wonderful. Like Summer's purple hearts, Michael Vaughn blue hearts, Quentin was blue hearts. You got Sebastian green. That's a beautiful thing for these kids. Some of them are pink. Some of the kids are pink. Beautiful thing. Absolutely beautiful. All right, I'm going to get started tonight. Oh, that's so sweet, Australia. She says, hello, Deputy. Wave back, Deputy. Say hello, hello. Anyway, Summer's Army's working hard behind the scenes. A lot of us are working so hard. And I appreciate each and every last person who is working behind the scenes for Summer Moon, Utah Wells. I do not want to, take any credit from anyone. The people who are working behind the scenes, they know who they are. Some of them asked, they say, PG, please keep me anonymous. And I do so. But I do want to give all everyone working behind the scenes recognition and let you know how much you are appreciated. Don't think that you are not appreciated, because you absolutely are appreciated in every way, form, and how. You are appreciated. I got some really good people, some really, really good people um, at PG's back, and they're very, very helpful in so many different ways, so many different ways. So, a lot of good people, a lot of good people in this army. So I just want to put that out there tonight. And I also know that Don B, give it up for Don B, you guys. He's out there, boots on the ground as well. He's out there with boots on the ground also. I'm trying to do all he can for Summer Moon Utah Wells, for her case. And that is very much appreciated. Very, very much appreciated. He gets a lot of crap from people, right? He puts up with a lot, like all creators do. I think we each have our turn. It's like a merry-go-round, right? It's like a merry-go-round. We each get a turn of, of all the crap coming at us. But, and then the merry-go-round starts and someone else gets it, and then someone else gets it. Sometimes there's 3 or 4 of us getting it at once, right? But that's okay. That's part of being out here in the second to none. Amen. That's part of being out here. It's just part of the job out here, I guess. So, it is what it is. Haters will hate. We got to tolerate it. We'll have to tolerate it. That's all you can do. That's all you can do, right? You can't run away because these kids need you. And you just have to, you have to endure, and do what you have to do to endure it. Right. This channel don't endure a lot. We don't endure a lot. We endure a little bit, but we ain't gonna endure a whole lot, right? We don't do that. But it is what it is. Amen. That's true. That's true. We have walked through hell. I can honestly say, we have walked through hell. But the good thing is Jesus was walking with us, right? Jesus walks with us. And so that, so we're not afraid to walk through hell. We know the Lord's walking with us and we're going to be okay. If something brings us to it, Jesus is going to bring us through it. That's the way it is. But anyway, Don B has been out and he found a twisted tea can. Now take a look at this twisted tea can, how beat up it is, sun faded it is, smashed up it is, and that's what I'm talking about. Compared to the one that Brian's wife stumbled on, right? Remember, she acted like she stumbled on a twisted tea can that was brand freaking new, that you just knew she drank. She had to drink it up and throw it there. Maybe, when you're trying to drink something that fast and get back to something else, like running back to say, come see. I got a vision. Yeah, you sure do. Of that can you just, tried to suck down really fast. Probably got pissed that you had to pour half of it out because, time's a wasting. And you had to get back, so he can come see. And it was a brand new can. I mean, the sucker didn't have a piece, no dirt on it or nothing. And, that's called stagery. That's called stagery. And, I just don't like people who stage stuff. I don't like that. Don't do that. Not in a missing child's case. But he actually found one. This is definitely one that's been out there a long time. And so, he's out there with boots on the ground trying to find what he can find for Summer's sake. Whose twisted tea can is this? Well, God only knows. Probably Grandis, Candace, who knows? It could be the very one Hunter drank out of. We don't know, you know, but it's out there. There it is. Now that's what they call an old twisted tea can, right? Absolutely. Oh, you are so right. You are so right. Second to none. Yeah, we've been through the emotions. It's been a roller coaster ride, right? Hopefully it ain't don't last much longer. Hopefully law enforcement, uh, gets off their backsides and does what it takes to find this baby. Somebody's out there trying to build herself a raft. I think they're trying to make themselves a raft. Um, Maybe Don and Candace, maybe they're out there trying to build a raft so they can get to the other side, that river if need be at some point. You know, Ronnie Lawson's on the chase. They probably want to get to the other side real quick. That's weird. That's weird. But yeah, that's what it looks like. It looks like somebody's trying to build herself a raft right there. I don't think that sucker's going to float, to be honest. He also found flowers. He also found flowers out here. He posted little memorial people made for summer. It looks like one person made that for summer. And the funny thing is Candace just had that memorial for summer, right? Up at her house and I think a few other places. What is this about? Guess they made a little memorial here for summer. That's what he said. With the flowers being out there. And I tried to zoom in on them as much as I could. I tried to zoom in on them. There they are, as you can see. And it looks like a little bunch of, yeah, a little bunch of possibly dollar store flowers put together there. Somebody pulled out of somewhere. I don't know where. For summer. Funny thing is, Don and Candace. Funny thing is, Don and Candace Wells has been, started early, right? They started early with this memorial. Actually seems about the time they would have been, plotting against Summer, right? Cutting her hair off and having her dance around that for sale barrel, packing her somewhere. It seems to be right at the time everything was coming down to the wire. And that's kind of, weird to me. I mean, there's a lot of people that try to get inside of a criminal's mind. It's not easy to get inside of a criminal's mind because you're not a criminal. It's hard. It's really hard to think like an evil person when you're not evil, right? It's, it's really super hard because their logic isn't your logic. Your logic is not their logic. That's a problem. That's a problem. So everyone ain't able to climb into the minds of criminals. Everyone isn't able to, figure out why evil people are evil or do evil stuff. You really have to analyze, you got to really analyze these people. If you want to understand, you're not going to ever fully understand the mind of a criminal like Don Wells or Candace Wells, but you can get a good grip. You can get a really good grip, of who they are, how they are, what they are. And, by just analyzing them. And Don and Candace Wells, they've got a really sick sense of humor, a very sadistic, thick, you know, very abnormal sense of humor. A lot of people do. A lot of people do. They're not the only ones. There's a lot of evil people that have this sick, sadistic sense of humor. I mean, what they find funny wouldn't be funny to you. It wouldn't be funny to you. You would be like, what the hell? Right? That's what's funny about that. But, for them, it's just like a hoot, right? It's a real hoot to people like them. And one of the things I have took note about Don and Candace is, they really, get off by doing little things to, direct and allude you to the truth of things. And I think the reason that they had that early memorial this year, right? The lights out by the swing and probably these flowers down by the, by the pond and so forth and so on. I think that, the reason they did that is because they feel, that when they started to plan, this is my opinion, when they felt that when them two snakes, along with Grandis, they feel that at the time that they, started planning Summer's demise is basically, is basically when she was no longer around, right? For them, she was as good as gone the second that they started planning to get rid of her. Does that make sense? Put a 1 in the chat if that makes sense to you. If you understand what I'm saying, put a 1 in the chat. It makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. And, for sick people like them, sick in the head people like them, this is their MO. This is, how they think, how they conduct themselves. And, so, I mean, I had a grip on that as soon as I seen what they were doing, Summer wasn't already gone at that time. She wasn't already gone. But she was as good as gone, right? She was as good as gone. So that's why they did it. To them, the second they started plotting against her, she was as good as gone. That's when she really, they feel like this is when we got rid of her, is when we plotted against her. And, who in the hell plots against a 5-year-old child? Who in the hell plots against any human being? Right? I'm going to tell you, evil people better be careful, because God says, you go lay in your snares, you're going to get caught up in them yourself, right? Go lay in your snares for other people, you're going to get caught up in it yourself. They laid a snare for this little girl. And I'm telling you, at some point, they're going to get caught up in it. She might have got caught up in it, but they're going to get caught up too. Trust and believe that. What goes around comes around. The Bible says, it ain't really go around, come around. It's more measured up and poured back out on you. The Bible tells us, that whether you do good or bad, it doesn't matter. You do good or evil. God measures it up, meaning that it's, it's going up into a big container, and he's going to pour it all back out on you, right? He's going to pour it all back out on you. If you're doing all good, well, he's going to pour all that good back upon you. And you're going to have really good, really good stuff coming your way. But if you're doing evil, oh, well, it's going to be measured up too. And it's going to come back down on you. Right? Do you think I don't envy evil people. I don't envy evil people at all because I know they walk through hell. I know they walk through hell. And the problem is when, good people walk through hell, Jesus walks with them. When evil people walk through hell, well, Jesus ain't going to be there, right? Jesus ain't going to be there. That's the difference between evil people walking through hell and good people walking through hell. Evil people ain't going to have Jesus there to help them get through it, right? They're going to endure that shit. They're going to endure it. And it's coming. It's coming their way. Be very careful what you do when you're feeling good. Because I'm going to tell you, it only takes that second, boy, for your ass to not feel good at all, right? That's all it takes. And I'm going to tell you, you're going to wish you done all good. When them days come, you're going to wish you would have been doing all good, but you didn't. And you got to endure. You got to endure everything that you've done. You got to endure it. So be careful what you do. I try to do all good to folks. I like to do all good. But I don't do no bad. I don't do no bad unless people give me no other choice. If I ain't got no other choice, but to retaliate, against a human, I don't like to. But if they give me no choice, well, I can be just as bad as they are. I've always known that, all my life, I've always knew that, it's no job to be mean. It's no job to be evil. It's easy to be evil and mean. Trust me, I know. It is very, very easy to be an evil human being. You don't even have to work at it. You don't even have to work at it. I'm going to tell you what's hard is being a good person. Boy, I'm going to tell you, being a good person, man, that's work. That's work, right? It's really hard being a good person. I mean, if you're an evil person, you don't have to suck nothing up, right? You don't have to suck anything up. You don't have to, you don't have to tell the truth. You don't have to work at anything. If you're an evil person, you don't have to do none of that stuff. I mean, if you're evil, you can just lie, and you can just lay around, and you can just be mean. And if somebody says something to you, be like, take a picture, it'll last longer, right? What the fuck you looking at? Won't you turn your head? If you're evil, you could say bad stuff. You could say really bad stuff, like, you better get the heck out of the road and just gun it, right? You don't care. You don't care. Man, it's so easy to be freaking evil. It's like, whoop, whoop, party, party, right? Bring it on, baby, bring it on. You don't even care. You don't care what happens. It's, it's insane. It's to be evil. It's just like, no work to it. Man, you sleep good. You lay down, you sleep good. You think you're getting away with all this stuff. You think you're getting away with everything, You're old Johnny Badass. Nobody better not mess with you. And that's all fine and dandy. That's all fine and dandy for a while. But I'm going to tell you something. It catches up with you. It catches up with you. Being evil catches up with you. You find out that, all these people you thought was your friends, they ain't your friends. They're the ones talking about you behind your back. They're the ones contemplating to do bad things to you. They're the ones doing all the bad shit, right? They're doing all the bad things to you. Busting up your car, stealing from you, lying to you, trying to use you up, chew you up, spit you out. These people that you think your friends ain't your friends. Hey, they're a bunch of evil bastards too. And when you're in that cesspool, it's all dog eat dog. Everybody for herself. I'm not about you, you're not about me, and we know it. We might say, hey, what's up? Hey, girlfriend. It's more like, when you say, what's up, B, you really mean it. Because that's how you really think of them. I know you ass would be with my man if you could. I know you would try to, have up everything I got if you could. Right? I know you ain't no true friend. You just faking ass acting like it. Because you need somebody to hang with. You need somebody to call. You need somebody to be there to use up. And you need to be used up. And that's being evil, you guys. That's being evil. And that's the cesspool that Don and Candace and Grandis and Andy's and Jody Sue's and Fred's and Laura's and all of them were in. These people were up on Ben Hill Road using and abusing each other. Right? Jody Sue didn't like Candace, but she wanted Candace to take her boo-boo picture. She wanted somebody to cry to about Monster. And Candace wanted somebody to cry to about Donnie and the kids and her mom. But none of these people were real friends. None of them. The only person up on that up on Ben Hill Road that was even half of a friend was Allison. And that's because Allison was just, excuse me, but I don't think Allison was 150% there, if you know what I mean. I think Allison was a little slow. I'm not trying to offend nobody. I'm just telling the truth. I don't think Allison was normal. And I think that Candace and them took advantage of it. I think they took advantage of Allison, not really being all there. That's the truth. They used and abused her, and they abused her kids as well. Because that's what evil people do. That's what evil people do. See, when you're a righteous person, and somebody says, what you looking at? Well, you got to suck that up, even if you want to go over and give them a knuckle sandwich, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner all at one time. You got to kind of suck it up. And you got to kind of, oh, I was just noticing how beautiful your hair was. Or you got pretty eyes. And you got to all of a sudden, be nice. For God's sake. For God's sake. You ain't doing it for, well, you're doing it for your sake also, to keep your backside from burning in Hades, right? I mean, that is an initiative there. But you do it for God. You don't cause any trouble because you like God, you care about God, and you want to do what Jesus told you to, right? Be nice and kind and caring to everybody, not somebody. Do unto them, as you would want them to do unto you. You wouldn't want them to say that ugliness to you, so you can't retaliate with ugliness. Two wrongs don't make a right. So when you're with God, you got to be good, right? You gotta, you gotta ignore these people who are mean. Somebody comes to you, tells you a big old lie, great big lie, and you even know it's a lie, right? You even know it's a lie. You've got to, you got to be nice. You can't say, you can't say, mother freaker, why the hell you be lying me? Why you be lying up to me? You don't have to mother freaking lie to kick it, bitch. What the hell's your problem? You can't say that. You can't say that. Because see, that's bad. You have to say, oh, so that's what happened, right? Okay. Listen, I don't know if it happened or not. You got to be nice. You got to be nice. You got to say, you wouldn't lie to me, right? You wouldn't lie. You got to try to make them feel bad about being a liar. You got to remind them, look, Satan's the daddy of all liars. I hope you're not lying to me. You got to be nice. You got to be nice. And it's hard to be nice, right? It's very hard to be nice to liars, to thieves. It's hard to be nice to Dons and Candaces. It's hard to be nice to old weird grannies, right? It's hard to be nice to people like this because you know they're pure trash. They're pure garbage. And it's hard to be nice to them. But when you're walking with God, you got to be nice to everybody, even that pure trash. Right? And it's hard to do. Winning that white robe, you guys, it's not easy. Being righteous and working on the righteous side of everything is not easy. It's a job. It's a job to get up every day and put up with other people's BS. It's a job to smile when you feel like gritting your teeth. It's a job to be nice all the time, right? It's a job. It's hard work. But if you want to get to heaven, you got to work, right? You got to work. Bible says cowards ain't going to be in heaven. Lazy people ain't going to be in heaven, right? Lazy people ain't going to be in heaven. God don't have no room up there for lazy people. You got to get up every day and work. And it's a hard job. I know. I try. I try to do it. For my sake, for God's sake, God don't need us. We need him. And I know that. He don't need none of us. We need God. So we be good for God's, for God's sake, for our sake mostly, but for God's sake as well. Just like we come out here every single night for these kids' sake. We come out here for Summer's sake. We come out here for Michael Vaughn's sake. We come out here for Sebastian's sake. We come out here for all of these children's sake. And we try to do what's righteous in the sight of God for these children. At least I do. I can't speak for everybody. I can only speak for myself. What I'm saying, as a creator, I know the chats. I know all of you come out here for these children. You guys, you're in the chat. And I know all of you come out here for these kids. But I'm talking about creators, you know, the people up here on this panel. I know I come out here for the righteous reasons. What I'm saying is I can't speak for every creator. I can't say every creator comes out for the righteous reasons because I don't believe they do. You know, I can't lie either. I think a lot of creators come out here not for the righteous reason. You know, I think they come out here for a whole lot of things, but it ain't for these kids and the right reason. So, you know, I just put that out there because that's how I feel. And I'm not, you know, I'm not going to sugarcoat it for nobody. But a lot of us do. A lot of us do come out here for the righteous reasons. A lot of us come out here because we truly love these kids and we truly want them found and brought home and justice served. And we work damn hard. We work damn hard behind the scenes. We bust our asses. We lose a lot of sleep. We lose a lot of sleep doing what we do. I'm going to tell you, it messes up your sleep. I mean, it is really hard to get a good night's sleep when you do this. When you're on these panels and you're doing this and you're doing it for the right reasons, it is hard to sleep at night because all of this stuff is running through your head all the time, all the time. Your head gets so full of all this research. Your head gets so full of all this content. Your head gets so full of so many things. And it messes with you. It messes with you mentally, physically. It really messes with you. You know, I'm going to be honest with you. If you're out here for the right reasons and you're doing all of this, it causes you a lot of problems. It really does. I'm going to tell you, for me personally, there is no there is no amount of money on the face of this earth worth doing this for. I'm just going to put that out there. No amount of money on the face of this earth is worth doing this for. The way it messes with you, I'm going to, you know, if I was doing this for money, I wouldn't do it. I'd go door dashing. I'd be doing something else. I'd be doing anything else. I'd be flipping some hamburgers. I'd be doing anything else besides this. Trust and believe me. I would not be doing this. This is not what I would be doing. That's for damn sure. I do it because I was called to do it for summer. I showed up here for Summer Moon Utah Wells. How I got into this, I don't know. I don't know. I've often wondered, you know, wondered, why me? Why me? Because this isn't what I would normally do. I like to sleep. I like to be able to lay down comfortably and sleep. I like to live a normal life, which I haven't lived in a long time. You know, I'm not sure what normal is anymore after all of this. But I do it because I care. Because I was called out here for summer. I was called out here for this little girl. And I'm doing what I can for this little girl. And the day Summer Moon Utah Wells is found, you know, I've told everybody, Dom Wells, Candace Wells, Fred, Laura's, Andy's, Jody Sue's, let Summer be found. Just let her be found. And PG will be gone. I will be gone. All I want is Summer Moon Utah Wells found. I don't care about justice. I don't care about justice. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. I don't care about justice. I mean, I'd like to see Summer get justice. Yes, I would. But I would rather see I would rather see Summer be found and laid to rest, where her brothers know where she is, so they'll know what happened, they'll know where she's at, and they can rest. That's what I want. I would rather see Summer found than to see any type of justice. Right? I mean, like the West Boys. The West Boys got justice, but they haven't ever been found. They haven't ever been able to be laid to rest. And their family won't ever get no closure, ever, until those kids are found, right? Until they are found, the family will get no closure. Getting justice ain't the same as getting closure. It just isn't. I just want to see Summer found, laid to rest, and let everybody move on, right? I'd be ready to move on at that time. I could finally just, say, hey, somebody did the right thing for this baby. God bless them. Praise the Lord. And we can move on, right? And that's what I would do. I go back to a normal life, living that normal life again. That's it. But until Summer is found, right? Until she's found, I'm going to be out here and I'm going to be giving these people all the crap I can until they tell the truth. I'm going to be here and I'm going to keep reminding them of the evil deed that has been done. I'm going to keep reminding them that they need to tell the truth. I'm going to keep reminding them that they've got a hell to shun and a heaven to gain. I'm going to be here. And I'm going to keep calling out all of their indiscrepancies, right? I'm going to keep calling them out. Just like I'm going to call this out tonight. Boom. Ben Hill Road, right? This is Morrison Cemetery Road right here. Right here, Morrison Cemetery, as you guys can see. Look at this. Look at this. Do you guys see this missing child poster? And this toy right here. Now, why hasn't this been changed out? Look how wrinkled up, faded out. Look how dirty this toy is. Why hasn't this been? Dom Wells is a construction worker, right? He's a construction worker. Why hasn't Don and Candace Wells, painted this little makeshift wooden thing here? Why didn't they get it and paint it up pretty for Summer? Why didn't they paint it purple? And why didn't they put new stuff on it? Why don't they put new stuff on it about every 6 months? Right? Every 4 to 6 months. Why don't they go out there and put new stuff? Make sure that they put new pictures, not faded out, wrinkled up like this, but brand new, flyers, brand new toy underneath here. Why don't they go out there and do that? Because they didn't do this to begin with. Someone else did. Someone else put this up there. And they didn't even, after someone else does the work, they don't even have enough ass or enough caring for their daughter to keep it, to keep it nice, to keep it up. They don't care about Summer. They don't care about Summer. Yeah, absolutely. Second to none. You're so right. They don't care. They don't care about her. This is Timothy. This guy's name is Timothy Morrison. He passed away June the 11th. He wasn't buried until like the 18th of the month. That's when they had his funeral. It was like the 18th of the month. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Somebody, I'm not going to say who. These pictures were just taken. They were just taken yesterday. These pictures was just taken yesterday. Just yesterday, these pictures were taken. And look right here. Two flowers on this man's grave. Two flowers on $2 store. $2 store flowers is on this man's grave. This is the man that Andy Bernard thought Summer may be underneath. This is the one Andy Bernard was thinking Summer is down in there somewhere. Well, there's two roses. Could it be one for Grandis, one for Candace? Could it be one from Donald and one from Candace? Is it very possible? Is that who put these flowers on there? Because these flowers, look at them. These flowers ain't all weeded up or dirty or anything. They definitely been put on there recently. They had to been just put on there. These flowers are not all faded. They're not all, look at the ground. Look at because the man's headstone had to be wiped off. It was all covered. It was all covered with, with debris. And it had to be cleaned off in order to take the picture. And these two flowers are sitting up there looking like brand new on, not more than a couple of days old on his grave. And it's not, he died June 11th, so it's not like family would go up there family might go up there in June and put some flowers on him. I mean, somebody's just up there recently, right? Just recently. Because yesterday these flowers were there. Just yesterday. That's when this was taken. The reason that this grave was checked is because of this. This is why we went and checked the grave. We went and checked the grave because of this right here. They're having a memorial for Summer out by her swing, right? So we decided to go to Morrison Cemetery and check out the grave, right? And boom, flowers are out there. Two flowers, right, are out there on the grave. Right at the time they're having their memorial for Summer. And it's funny because, boom, there's also flowers out at the swimming hole where we believe Summer really passed away, right? This is where we believe, she was unalived, right? That's our opinion. She was unalived out here. And, so there's flowers here. There's a memorial going on here. And then, boom, there's flowers on Morrison Cemetery's grave where Andy Bernard, said that he believes Summer was. Right there they are, folks. Right there they are. Flowers here, flowers out at the horse pond, right? At the swimming hole, and bunch of lights and stuff up around Summer's swing set. Ain't it funny that flowers are at the two places where we feel she got unalived and where we feel she may be buried? Ain't that funny? That's really weird. right? That's really weird. So, is Andy right? Is Andy right? Could Summer be here? I think he could be. I think he might be right. Don Wells is so proud of himself the Summer ain't going to ever be found. Well, in a place like this, that would have been true. In a place like this, that could have been true. Well, it ain't true now, because now we're going to try to get this grave exhumed, right? Now we're going to try to do everything we can to find out all the details, like when it was dug, if they stayed with it the whole time, if it was left open overnight. We're going to try to find out all the details we can about this grave. And if someone wasn't with it the whole time and they didn't, put the base of the coffin in there before the coffin goes in, then we want it pulled out. We want everything pulled out. We want this checked. If this grave site was left unattended for any amount of time, before they also, to my understanding, and I don't know, I haven't talked to the people yet myself. I'm just getting what very good sources have told me. Very good sources, one source said, that they did use, that they did use the base for the coffin. I don't know if they did or they didn't. Now down there, sometimes they don't use them. I was schooled on the fact that sometimes they don't do that. I also heard that Wayne Morlock could possibly be the person who dug this particular grave. And I also heard that Wayne Morlock has been hanging around with Don Wells recently, is having somewhat to do with Don Wells. Now, I don't know how true it is. This is just what I'm hearing, right? Also, let us remember that right after Summer came up missing that Christmas, she came up missing June 15th, 2021. Let us remember that Don Wells and Candace said Wayne Morlock showed up at their house on Christmas Eve of 2021. Put a 1 in the chat if you remember Wayne Morlock showing up at the Wells house on Christmas Eve of 2021, right after Summer went missing. Absolutely. Yeah. So, with that being said, that means that Don Wells, Wayne Morlock, I mean, this is a guy that, is very evil too. He's very evil as well, right? I mean, this is a guy that goes out drinking and, attacking people and throwing them from his vehicle and all kinds of things, right? He's been in prison. I mean, he's a criminal too. He's a criminal. And he's out there digging a grave. Well, if he's out there digging a grave, would he do a solid for a friend? Would he do a solid for a friend? Would he leave the grave unattended so a friend could do a solid? Right? Would he like turn a blind eye long enough for a friend to do a solid? That's what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, I have Wayne Warlock's picture. Absolutely. I have all their pictures. I have all of these people's pictures. Man, I got pictures. Trust me, I got pictures of like, I got pictures of people you don't even want to know I got pictures of. I got crazy pictures. Fred's sister dated Domwell's best friend when Summer went missing. I don't think Don Wells has any best friends. People like Don Wells and them, Wayne Warlock ain't Don Wells' friend. He ain't his friend. Don ain't his friend. You know, these are people who, you know, they're partners in crime, but they're not friends. These are people, you know, how is your evilness going to benefit my evilness? How can my evilness benefit your evilness, right? That's pretty much the way it is. Like, you know, say for instance, you know, if Jody Sue was telling the truth about Andy, you know, go ask Andy what he was giving Candace to sedate those little girls so they could be touched, right? That's her words. That was her words. Ask Andy what he was giving Candace to sedate those little girls so they could be touched. Okay. Well, in that case, see, Andy's evilness would be the substance he's given to Candace. Right? So his evilness is benefiting Candace's evilness because Candace needs this substance to sedate these little girls for her evilness, right? Well, Andy's making money by giving that stuff to Candace, and Candace is making money by giving that stuff to these little girls to be touched, right? So that's what I'm saying. You know, when you're in that evil cesspool, you're not friends, right? You're more well, you're more business associates, right? That's what you are. Like a really fucking low life level of business associates. I mean, it's not like you're, you know, big time business associates, you know, talking about stock markets and stuff like that, you know, and or real estate or anything. I mean, it's a real, you know, it's more like a under the freaking ground, you know, smelly ass cesspool from hell type of business. And but you know, they make it work. They make it work, right? Because each person's evilness benefits somebody else's evilness. And that's what I'm talking about. None of these people are friends. They're just basically scumbucket business associates, you know, the penny pinching kind, right? I give you, you know, I make a little, which is a lot to me because I don't got nothing. And you make a little, which is a lot for you because you ain't got nothing. That's just the way it is. It's kind of fucking sad, to be honest. Because if they would just work good jobs and been righteous type of people, and you know, they could have had a hell of a lot more than some ran down shacks on Ben Hill Road, right? These are people who could have actually lived in really nice homes, drove really nice cars, if they'd have just applied their damn selves, you know, to wanting that instead of drugs and you know, and bullshit. They could have had a lot more. But you know, that's their life, man. And if you're doing this kind of evil stuff right here, you deserve that shit life. You deserve that shitty fucking life. Trust me. Right here, Ben Hill Road, as of yesterday. Look at the flyer, all faded out. Now, did you guys take note? Did you guys take note that all of these flyers have this generated picture that don't even look like summer? Did you take note that all of this stuff is the generated stuff that don't even look like summer moon Utah wells? Put a one in the chat if you take note that all of this is a bunch of generated stuff that don't even look like her. You couldn't even find her because you don't know what she looks like with this bullshit. Absolutely. And that's what Don and Candace wants. That's what Don and Candace Wells wants. That's their favorite picture right here. Because they think this picture right here isn't going to jar anyone's mind. It's not going to jar anybody's mind of something they may have seen on June 15th, 2021. If someone had seen something, this picture isn't going to jar their mind. You know, if someone would have seen something at Sonic's, or they'd have seen something, you know, at the swimming hole, or they'd have seen something down the way from the swimming hole, or they would have seen something, you know, over in Kingsport at Allison's house, maybe somebody around there saw something looking out a window or something. They're not going to jar their memory by seeing this, because this looks like a teenager, not a 5-year-old, right? So it's not going to jog their memory. And that's exactly what Don and Candace Wells is banking on. And this is their favorite picture, because this picture will not allow Summer to be found anyway. Just saying. I think that's bullshit, right? I think it's bullshit. But as you can see, they're not keeping this one up either. And this is, as of yesterday, this is the bottom of Ben Hill Road. This is the bottom of Don and Candace's driveway. Look at the two flowers. Instead of planting these, instead of, you know, getting a shovel and putting these two plants in the ground for summer, right? Instead of planting one on each side, maybe over here, one on, you know, one of them down at the, by this freaking, box right here, take one for summer, you know, instead of planting one right there below that box, for summer, and then one on the other side of the bench right there to make it beautiful. Look, they just threw these plants on the bench and, you know, and let them die, right? They just threw them up on there and, you know, oh, are those for summer? Let them die. We're not going, you know, these motherfuckers are so fucking lazy that they can't put their foot to a damn shovel and dig a little hole and plant these bushes here, right? They couldn't do it. You want to support lazy Candace? Really? You want to support a lazy bitch that can't even go down there and plant? Oh, Summer was supposed to be helping plant flowers for grandma that day, right? They're going to help Granny plant flowers because that's what Granny loves, is to plant flowers. But they can't plant two little pots for summer on each side of this memorial bench. Let us remember this is a memorial bench as well, saying, you know, Summer is no longer with us. Summer is passed away, is what they're saying. This is a memorial bench, just like the lights all around the swing was a memorial as well. That, you know, Don and Candace Wells has been, you know, letting everyone know that Summer was no longer in this world. She didn't get abducted. She didn't run off. They let you know she is, you know, she's in heaven. That they know where she is. She's okay because they know where she is. And no one should be worrying about it. Because they don't want to go to prison. That's my opinion. They think that all of us should understand. All of us should understand that they had to do what they had to do. They, that they laid this child to rest somewhere, which is none of our business. She's okay. She's in heaven. And we all just need to move on and stop all of this, because they don't want the truth being told, because that, what they did was to keep from going to jail in the first place. And they sure in the hell ain't going to say something to get them put in jail now. Right? And we should all understand that. We should all understand that and support them and quit worrying about Summer, because Summer's gone and she's in heaven. And they'll see her again someday. And you don't need to help the boys, because the boys are in foster care, getting everything they want, getting pampered. That's why they don't want to come back home. It's because they got a better life than the Wells ever gave them. And Don and Candace is jealous of that. They're jealous that the boys are somewhere getting all kinds of stuff. Don Wells and Candace said, we're not giving them no Christmas gifts. They're going to get tons of Christmas gifts. Why do we want to give them more? They're freaking spoiled. They actually are angry that the boys got so much attention, that the boys had so many people wanting to give to them and help them and, watch over them. And it made them jealous. It made them jealous. They're jealous of their own children. Right? Don and Candace didn't want to see their children do better. They did not want to see their kids do better. They wanted to see their kids getting used and abused by them. Don and Candace thought they owned those kids. They did not look at those kids as a gift from God to raise and the righteous way and let go out into the world and become, successful human beings. No, that ain't the way Don and Candace Wells, they're not educated enough to understand that when you have a child, that child's its own person. And you ain't nothing but appointed to watch over it, right, on this earth until it's old enough to watch over itself. And you're supposed to help it get a good start in life out there in the world so it can be successful in the future. And it can take care of itself. But they wasn't, looking to raise anything successful. What they were looking to, raise was some kids that they felt they owned, that they was going to use and abuse. Don Wells and Candace was going to, well, if Jody Sue's right and they're over there sedating those kids so people could touch them, well, they're going to use them for that while they're younger. And then Don planned on using them, to do his drywall work when they're older, right? Take them to work and make them work. And he planned on those kids, living up there in pure hell and shit and becoming no better than him and Candace so he could use and abuse them up into their 40s, 50s, and 60s, right? That's what they thought. That was Don's path and Candace's, is to make money off those kids any way they could. And God knows what else they were doing. God knows what else they was doing. I don't know. Those are some very sick, evil people. Very sick, evil people. Those kids, were getting used and abused. And the only thing they got they got water, and they got some pizza and water, a dollar store pizza around dinner time, and some water. And that's all they had the whole day till they go to bed. How would you like to get up in the morning? No breakfast. You don't get no lunch. You finally get a dollar store pizza and some water. And it's time to go back to bed. Those kids went to school every single day with shoes too big, clothes too big, stinking to high heaven because they were scared to take a shower. Those kids were scared to take their clothes off in that fucking house, if you ask me. That's my opinion. If it's your opinion, put a 2 in the chat. Because that's my opinion. I think those kids were scared to get in a shower with them fucking monsters inside that house. But they still went to school and they endured all the fun coming at them. They endured kids telling them they stink and making fun of them and doing horrible stuff to them. And they went to school every day and endured all of that so they could get some breakfast because they wouldn't get none at home. So they could get some lunch because they got nothing at home. Those kids were hungry. And that school food is all they were getting. And during the summertime, those kids went down to almost skeletons before they started back to school. How would you like to live like that? I don't know if anybody else seen it, but I seen it. Did anybody else see where Candace Wells was asking about a GoFundMe? She was asking people to support a GoFundMe. Put a 1 in the chat if you seen where Candace Wells was asking for a GoFundMe. Because I seen it. I seen that shit. She's asking for someone in another place had their roof blowed off or something. And she was asking people to support this woman who had been through some kind of little storm. And, it was a GoFundMe. She was advocating for someone else's GoFundMe. Did anybody else see that? Yes, it was recently. Well, I'm going to tell you what, Candace Wells, you could kiss my ass. You can pucker up and kiss PG's ass. You couldn't get up a GoFundMe for billboards for your daughter. You couldn't advocate and get up a reward fund for your daughter. You couldn't get off your lazy fucking ass and go to that fair and pass out flyers and look for your daughter in 2021. But your bitch ass can freaking advocate for someone else's GoFundMe when they got their freaking roof blowed off, right? Your daughter's completely fucking missing. You cannot advocate for her, but you can advocate for someone else. You are the biggest piece of fucking shit I've ever seen in my entire life. You are sickening. Right down fucking sickening. You make me want to puke, Candace Wells. You're the biggest bitch I've ever seen in my fucking life. And I hope Summer haunts you. I hope she haunts the living hell up out of you, bitch. That's what I hope. And I hope she haunts Don Wells also. Oh, you think it's funny? You miss her when you get up to take a piss at night, Don Wells? That's what you said, right? You thought it was funny to tell someone that you miss Summer when you get up to take a piss? I hope she haunts the hell out of you too. And I hope both of you end up in hell. For lying, conniving, and destroying this beautiful little girl, innocent little girl, and you got the audacity, Don Wells, to talk and say how you don't know if she's in heaven or not. You piece of shit. You were fondling her. She was not fondling you, you bastard. You were going after her. She was not coming after you. We heard her screaming for help because of you. Don't worry about Summer being in heaven, Don Wells. You better be worrying about yourself ending up in hell. Because that's usually where pedophiles end up at, right? And I believe you was one. I think you still are. And what kind of sickening ass mother, what kind of sick ass fucking mother allows her daughter to sleep in the middle of her and a man with no clothes on? Who allows their little child to sleep next to somebody in their birthday suit? Who the hell does that? You are a special kind of fucking weird if you got your child in a bed with no clothes on yourself. You are a special kind of weird. If you think it's okay to let your child lay next to, I don't care if it's her daddy or it's not. I don't care. If you think it's okay to allow your little girl to, or your little boy, allow them to sleep in the middle of the bed with your old man sleeping in his birthday suit, you are a special kind of fucking weird. I tell you that right now. It's bad enough. It's bad enough to have your child in the middle of the bed with all your freaking clothes on, with everybody dressed, because somebody could roll over and smother this child. You don't supposed to have a little child in the middle of a bed anyway with two big ass adults. The child needs to be in his own bed, right? It needs to be in his own bed. And if it don't want to be in its own bed, then it's got to be sleeping on the other side of mommy. Mommy's ass should be in the middle so that the child doesn't get rolled over on and possibly smothered. Right? Use your fucking brains, Candace Wells. Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. You ain't got none. You sorry bitch. And then you took a bribe. You took a bribe. When the police didn't take, when Jose didn't tell them what the fight was over, about him being in the shower with Summer, and Summer didn't get a checkup at the hospital. Well, you took a bribe. You said, I'll drop the charges for a car. I don't care about protecting Summer, from your weird perverted ass. What I care about is, making sure that I don't have to go to work, making sure that I don't have to be by myself. Look at my ugly fucking mug. Nobody else in the world would even want or have me. So I have to stay here because I'm too lazy to work. I'm too lazy to protect my kids. I'm too lazy to even watch and take care of my kids, right? I haven't ever cared about my kids anyway. What I do care about is you working Dom Wells and you bringing home cigarettes and more liquor and the drugs so I can stay all hay the fuck up. Right, Candace? And that's all I care about. Because if you cared about your children, you wouldn't have been getting fucked up every single night the way you do. You wouldn't be passing out to where you don't know even if you're in the world anymore or not when you got children. If you love your children, you don't succumb to drugs and alcohol. You want to be normal minded, sober minded, so if anything goes down, you can help your child. But you wasn't thinking about protecting your child, was you, Candace? You wasn't protecting the boys. You wasn't protecting Summer. You wasn't protecting nobody. The only thing you were protecting was your damn self. You let people have at those children, and you had at those children as well. And I think Candace is as big a pervert as Don Wells. I really do. And I tell you why, because Jose said that Candace Wells said that she stole Hunter's virginity. And if that's the truth, if that's true, she is a child essayer as well. She's just as bad as Don Wells. They're both sick in the head. And I don't even want to get started on grandma, right? I don't want to get started on old fucking grandma. That old ugly fucking bitch, man, I'm going to tell you right now. She'd fuck a snake if somebody'd hold it still, right? Somebody that looks like her have to take anything they could get. And it sounds like that's exactly what she was doing, right? That old bitch had a motherfucking face to stop a damn clock. They shouldn't call her Grandis. That motherfucking bitch's name should be fucking Lumpy. They should call that old fucking bitch Lumpy. It's like one fucking lump on top of another, right? She got one big lump on top of another. It's like fucking lump, lump, lump. Did you see the way she's holding her fucking head? Like it's so fucking big and heavy she couldn't even hold it up. She had to hold it all to the side and shit. She's all slouched in that freaking lawn chair. She's all slouched in it. She had her fucking one lump, her ass with them fucking little legs hanging off of it. Big old ass, and then a big lumpy ass body, and then that fucking lumpy head. Right? Somebody should just call her fucking Lumpy. That saggy ass bag of bones. Yeah, Grandis, I'm talking about you, bitch. You fucking hate me. Hey, I'm gonna tell you what. I'm glad you do. I'm glad you fucking do. Because now I don't have to worry about you trying to make no eyeballs at my ass. I'll tell you what, that'd be some scary shit. That'd be some scary shit. Having some old lumpy ass bitch like that trying to fucking look at you, right? Butt fucking nasties. Bunch of butt fucking nasties. I bet that old bitch hadn't took a bath in 10 years. Probably fucking smell like it too. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? You got radiated shit going on one fucking heel, and you just got pure fucking stinking ass on the other one. Just nasty. I'm going to tell you something. That motherfucking Ben Hill Road is nothing but biohazardous waste. I wouldn't go up there with, you have to wear a hazmat suit up there. And pray that you don't catch something. Oh, looky there. As of yesterday, they still got the big school bus, right? They still got the big fucking yellow school bus up there, folks. Looky there. Look at the big yellow school bus hanging off the freaking edge of the cliff up there. Like somebody's going to climb up that bitch. Like somebody's going to be able to climb up that bitch to steal somebody. Are you kidding me? You really want somebody to believe that shit? Hell, if you went up their driveway, this is what I heard. This is what I heard. If you go up that driveway right there, you fucking might not even come back. You go up that driveway, you might not ever be found again. I heard there's fucking ruts. I heard that the tire ruts in that bitch right there, it's big enough to bury a person. Yeah. Look at that. Look at them fucking tire ruts right there. Your ass go up there, you get lost in one of them bitches. Right? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about right there. Who in the fuck would go up there? There ain't nobody went up there to steal nobody. Are you kidding me? Who in the hell would go up there? These motherfuckers up there, I'm going to tell you something. That's a pickle bus right there. That's a motherfucking pickle bus. Don Candace and Grandis sitting around in it, licking the windows and shit. That's what they're doing. They're up there licking the windows. Motherfuckers. And then look at this shit. As of yesterday, look at this. Oh, ain't it so wonderful? Look at them. They're trying to hide their fucking address. Look at them trying to hide their addresses. And the same picture. Look. They got the generated picture of summer, right? Generated picture of summer. Right there. Right there. Generated picture of summer. Yeah. They're trying to hide. They're trying to hide that address. That's what they're doing, man. They got look at that big ass brick. Look at that big ass brick down there holding up the freaking mailbox. Why don't they have this? Look. Candace wants a big ass dog. She wants a big dog cover. Why ain't she got this right here? Why don't she have the one right here? Missing. Have you seen me? Why don't she got that? That's the one PG made. That's the one PG made right there. Missing. Have you seen me? I made that one. She's got a dog. That's the one I would have on my mailbox. If my child was truly missing, that's the one I'd have on my mailbox. Right there. Missing, have you seen me? And it'll be a picture of my child the way it looked then. So to refresh people's memories. Did you see this child? Because I'm going to tell you something. They certainly didn't see this generated picture. That's not summer. That mailbox right there, that is summer. That is summer right there on that mailbox that I put her on. That's the one PG made. But that ain't the one Candace has. Candace has the freaking dog. Candace has this one right here. Right here. Look. On the one side and on the other. This is both sides of the mailbox. Look at this. She got a dog on both sides of the mailbox. No, she don't have this. You know. She don't have that right there. She don't have her daughter on there. She don't have her real daughter on that mailbox. Nope. Because that would scare them. Wouldn't it, Candace? It scare you. It would scare you to have Summer on that mailbox. You want to know why it would scare you? Because it might jar somebody's memory of something they saw on June 15th, 2021. They might come forward and your big ass would be in jail, right? You'd be stinking up the fucking jailhouse along with your grandma, right? Grandma would probably be right at home inside prison. Probably Candace too. Probably Candace too. Look at this. Look at this. They got some kind. Look at the card. Look at the card all the way at the bottom. Look at that card all the way at the bottom of the mailbox. Like, who's going to see that? Who's going to see that? It don't make no sense. Makes no sense. The very one that may look a little bit like Summer, it's all the way at the bottom of the damn mailbox. Down on the ground. Look at this. Look at this. Radiated shit. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that's radiated poo-poo or not, but it looked like radiated poo-poo. If, like in my head, you know, like I'd be thinking to myself, what does radiated shit look like? It probably looked like that right there. I don't know what radiated shit looks like because I ain't never seen none. But I'm pretty sure it probably would look like this. And it's all over their sign, right? Premises protected by radiated shit. Right? They must have got a couple barrels from over at Andy's. Because that's what it sounds like to me. That's what it looks like. I think that could be radiated poo-poo right there. I don't know for sure, but it sure looks like somebody slung it on there. And I'm going to tell you, seeing that shit right there, like, whoa. I don't know. It might, you know, it should be checked. I think it should be, somebody should go up and check that out. Like, I think the hazardous waste people should go up there and take a culture of that, see what the fuck it is, right? Because it says, you know, premises protected by, you know, this big blob of shit right there. It must be something bad, you know. That's kind of scary. But that's what it looks like. It looks, you know, if somebody was going to, you know, somebody's going to freaking, you know, if somebody's going to produce a turd of radiated poo-poo, I think that might be it. You know, maybe Jody Sue visited up there. I don't know. Maybe Jody Sue went to see about, you know, some gift cards or something, and one got loose. You know, maybe one of those turds flew out and hit the sign. I don't know what the hell went on up there. I just know it was there, and I thought I was going to bring it to the table because I was like, whoa, what the fuck is that? Looked like some radiated shit to me. But I don't know. Could be, you guys. Just saying. But as of yesterday, it was there. It was there. You know, it looks pretty wrinkled up. It looks pretty wrinkled up. I mean, maybe Grandis let it out. I don't know. It looks pretty wrinkled. I don't know who let that out, but that's disgusting. I ain't never seen nothing like it.
This is Summer's swing. Candace put these lights here to memorialize her daughter's disappearance. I hope y'all love it. We miss our children. We love you guys. Thank you, and God bless.
Candace put this out to memorialize Summer. To memorialize. Don't make me strain too hard out here, because like shoot, we really didn't want to do it, but seeing that, this is the time that we plotted against an innocent 5-year-old child to destroy it, we decided to have the memorial because, when we plotted against her, she was as good as gone anyway. So we'll just, take this day to memorialize her. Right? That's my opinion. That's my opinion. Don Wells is a piece of shit.
Okay, yeah. And so, what is your plan now? I mean, what is your outlook?
Well, my only plan now is just, no matter what happens, either way, I'm stay in church, be a commandment keeper, and wait for the resurrection day, buddy.
Yeah.
That's all we can all do,
Do you have hope for Summer being found?
Well, I have hope, but statistically speaking, we're looking at it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Listen, Tracy, this is America, okay? This ain't China, right? This ain't the Middle East. This is freaking America. Freedom of speech, baby. A lot of people died to give us that right. A lot of people died to give us that right. And you know what, Tracy? We're going to keep it. We're going to keep it. And I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to give you a steel-toe boot. Take that to the lawyer. Take that to your fucking lawyer. You just got a steel-toe boot right in the fucking ass. You just got put in PG hell. Take that to your fucking lawyer. There you go. Right? See what you could do with that one. See what the fuck you could do with it. You are free to fucking do that. Go for it. Get the fuck out of here, you turd pop sucker. We don't let turd pop suckers over here. You want to kiss the whale's asses? You go to 110 Ben Hill Road. Don't come here. Right? Your fucking nasty lips to yourself. Disgusting. Yeah.
A tough thing to think about.
Oh, well, yeah, of course. I'd feel for anybody in that position. I'm sure you would too.
Absolutely.
Any kid that's being tortured or hurt in any way, and missing their parents and their good friends in church and stuff like that, just unimaginable what she's going through.
Yeah.
It's the only thing I pray for is for peace for her somehow. I wish she could have got to know Jesus better or something, but she's so young, she don't know what all that stuff means in church,
Did you hear him? He talks about Summer being tortured, right? Talks about her being tortured and all of these bad things, right? Then he talks about good people at his church. Then all of a sudden he's like, but Summer, I don't think she knew what really church and all that stuff was about. Like, he's afraid she ain't going to go to heaven because of some, he's basically letting us know. Don Wells is basically letting us know that he knows that bad stuff was being done to Summer. And in his mind, he wants to believe that bad stuff was her fault, not the sick people doing it. Not the sick bastards doing it. He don't want to take self-blame. He wants to blame her. That is disgusting. That is disgusting. And then listen to what he has to say.
But
I don't think God holds that against children.
oh no, not at all. I just wish she had peace of mind. That's all.
Yeah. Do you have any hope that this is all going to end well?
I have hope, buddy, but you know, you looked at the statistics of it all. You know, I mean, through our church and other churches, the worldwide prayer, you know, is going on for her. So, plus all the law enforcement agents are praying, and everybody, you know, we're just hoping that God will turn it around. You know, somehow, some miraculous way, bud. You know.
Okay. All right. Well, I know I'm taking up a lot of your time, and I really appreciate you talking to me.
You're fine, buddy. Thank you so much.
He says, see her in the resurrection. I'll see her in the resurrection.
Okay. Yeah. And so, what is your plan now? I mean, what is your outlook?
Well, my only plan now is just, no matter what happens, you know, either way, I'm stay in church, be a commandment keeper, and wait for the resurrection day. But
Waiting for the resurrection day. I'm waiting for the resurrection day. Then he goes on to say about how she's being abused and all these things. Then he goes on to say, talk about the church. Then he goes on to say that, you know, he's worried about Summer's soul because she doesn't understand, you know, all the church stuff. What the hell? What the hell? Are you kidding me? And that ain't the first time he said it. That is not the first time he said this kind of stuff. It ain't the first time he said, you know, that he doesn't think Summer's going to be, you know, he's worried about her soul, you know, going to heaven. It ain't the first time he's talked about, you know, I think that basement and that fucking dungeon was their basement. I think the basement was their basement. I think Summer was trapped in that basement a lot with Don Wells and with other people. I really do. That's my opinion, and I'm going to keep it. But I'm going to tell you something. I truly believe that there was some sick shit going on in that basement. Just saying, where that little girl's concerned. I really do. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Their church was, you know, really weird with the men and the little girls in there. They was having, you know, that, you know, like red shoe game, right? Go find a child, play hide and go seek. Kids go hide, and all them people in the church, those grown up adults, went seeking these children. What the hell? Who the hell does that? Who in the hell goes looking for little children? What? I have not ever been to a church in my life. And trust me, I've been to a lot of churches. But I have not ever been to a church in my entire life where they want children to go hide while they seek them. Right? I'd be like, no, hell no. You know, feet don't fail me now. I'm taking my kids, get the hell out of there. I'd be like, oh, hell no. You ain't playing this game with my children. You know, that's just bizarre. That's weird. But this church is in there playing this weird game with the children. I'm going to tell you, there's some red flags where that church is concerned too, right? There's some red flags with those people. I'm going to tell you something. Those children endured the worst life that any children could ever live. I'm going to tell you, prison is a picnic. Prison is a picnic compared to Don Wells and Candace's home. Prison would have been a picnic to those kids. I mean, they could have took those kids straight to prison, and those kids still wouldn't have wanted to return to 110 Ben Hill Road. Those kids went to prison. They'd have had clean freaking cells, clean sheets, pillows. They would have had 3 meals a day. They would have gotten snacks. They got clean clothes and baths. They still wouldn't have wanted to go back. Prison is a better than 110 Ben Hill Road, to be honest. Right? Put a 1 in the chat if you agree with me, because I know it is. I know it is. Prison's a picnic. Those kids would have been able to go out. They have basketball courts. They'd have been able to play freaking football. They'd have been able to run around. They'd have been able to exercise. Right? They'd have had a cleaner prison yard than they had up at 110 Ben Hill Road. The damn prison yard's cleaner. Come on. Yeah. Exactly, Ivy's mom. You're right. Many, many, many red flags. Many red flags in Summer's case. But you know the biggest red flag is right here. I think she's in Morrison Cemetery. I'm not scared to say it. I think she's in Morrison Cemetery. I'm not scared to say it. You know, I came in here tonight because, like I said, right here at the water hole, right there, flowers. Right there's flowers. Where we felt she passed away, right? We felt she was not with us on the milk jugs. And there's flowers there. Okay. Then then you come over here and they're having a memorial for her right around her swing set. You know, they're having this. Don B goes out there. They've got this. And then we visit up at 110 Ben Hill Road and the cemetery, right? Over at the Morrison Cemetery. And boom, flowers. Flowers on the very grave that Andy Bernard's talking about. So, ain't it funny? Ain't it funny that they had this memorial thing right here? And then they got flowers at where we think she passed away. And boom, there's flowers where we think that she might be buried. Wow, ain't that a coincidence that all of this is in 1 week? This is all within the week of them doing this? Wow. You guys tell me. You tell me. I just find it, I just bring it as I find it. I bring it to you as we find it. And I'm telling you, these pictures that you're seeing was taken. Don and Candace had this a few days ago. Don B found this a couple of days ago. And yesterday, these pictures were yesterday. And as you see, they're all right in the same time frame as, this little memorial Don and Candace is holding for Summer. Did they do it early because they didn't want, they didn't think that people would, they weren't banking on Don B going out here. And they wasn't banking on, on Summer's Army going here. Right? They wasn't banking on that. They thought they'd show you this little bit right here. They wasn't banking. They wasn't banking on it. right? But see, people were everywhere. I'm going to tell you, it sounds like the Lord, it sounds like the Lord sent, it sounds like the Lord might have sent people out there right on time, right? Right on time. I mean, ain't it a coincidence Don B's at the horse pond buying some flowers? Ain't it funny that this just yesterday just happens to be the day that somebody's up there checking the cemetery, and and boom, there's the flowers. Ain't it funny that ain't it is. It's a coincidence. I mean, you know, who who would when we saw this right here, we were checking the cemetery right here. That was going to happen. The minute we saw this, we're checking the cemetery. And boom, there's the flowers. Now I didn't know nothing about Don B going to the water hole. I had no idea about these flowers. It was just coincidence that I seen Don B, and I don't really watch Don B a lot. I might tune into Don B maybe once, twice a month, maybe once to twice a month. Sometimes maybe not even once or twice. Sometimes a couple months go by before I see a video of Don B's. It's not like I go to his channel, because I don't. It's a real coincidence that I seen this on his channel, because usually I don't see nothing on his channel. Once in a great while, I might see something on his channel. Usually when someone usually when someone tells me, somebody hits me up and tells me about it, something, I'll go look. But, and yeah, it's a real coincidence that, because I was just watching. I don't know why, but, I just saw it. And there it was. I'm like, whoa, and that's really weird, because he's up there and we just checked here, and they just had this. So, there's like a memorial in all three of these places. There's one at 110 Ben Hill Road. They're down at the swimming hole. And there's also at the gravesite. So, it's like they covered all the bases. It's like they went to the water hole and left flowers where she passed. That just makes me think that she was, even more so, she wasn't alive on the milk jugs now. That just makes me believe that, we were right. She wasn't with us on the milk jugs. Matter of fact, I seen a picture of her today on the milk jugs. And I looked at someone I was talking with. I looked at him and I said, she's not alive. That baby's just not alive. And they agreed. They're like, yeah, I don't think she is. But, so, it even makes what we believe stronger now. And this right here just makes me believe even more so that Andy knows what he's talking about. That just makes me now believe that Andy even knows more of what he's talking about when he says Summer's there. So I believe it. I believe it. And that's a place that, no one would ever think to look. I wouldn't have ever thought to look there. I would not have ever thought to look there. But Andy did. Hopefully we can, we can get some clarification if she's there or not. We're going to start asking questions. We're going to start, trying to figure out if this plot was unattended for any length of time, that someone could have done something like that. And I'm sure we'll get the answers. I know I'll be making phone calls, trying to do all I can to get the answers. I can't stand Dolly. Why not? Why not Australia? Robin denies they have missing kids drills. Well, I heard they did. I heard they did. You know. Oh, really? I didn't know. I didn't know. I don't watch Dolly. I don't watch Dolly, so I don't know. You know, here lately I haven't been coming in here a whole lot because I got so much going on in my background, but I usually, I stay so busy between working, I work all the time. If I'm not, if I'm not working, making money, and then I'm working to clean my house, I'm working to take care of my kids, I'm working, to get out and get groceries and pay bills. And I mean, I am working all the time. And then I do, I work to put all this content and stuff together and make phone calls and do research. I talk to a lot of people. I'm working all the time. Sometimes, I don't get to bed till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. A lot of times, sometimes maybe even 4, sometimes even 4 o'clock. I mean, a lot of time, I hate to say it, but a lot of times PG is dragging fucking ass, right? I mean, you want to talk about a mess. You want to talk about a mess, man. Sometimes I gotta pop up and I know my hair's sticking out, my fucking eyes are bloodshot. I mean, I didn't even get to go out. I didn't even get to go out to the club and party, right? It ain't like I went out and had a damn good time. I mean, I sit up in the morning. I feel like I got a motherfucking hangover and I didn't even have a good time getting it, right? It ain't even a hangover. I didn't even get nothing to drink. I'm like, what the fuck? Shit. I thought I was getting a little old to be out partying. Bullshit. Bullshit. I could go out and party. I could party all night freaking long and feel better. Feel better in the morning than I do from all of this. Right? I'm like, shit. I know my brownies didn't stick my hair up and make my eyes bloodshot like that. What the hell? I tell you, I got some goody good, but it ain't that damn good. Oh, wow. Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know, Phoebe. I didn't know. Do tell. Do tell. Right? I'm on the gossip train. I might want to get off that train, though. I might want to get off that gossip train. I got to get on that train going to Jordan. Right? I got to stay on the train going to Jordan. I'd be trying to get off on the, I try to be, At each stop, I try to get on the gossip train. I gotta stay off of there. He's not the best looking man. Oh wow, really? Do tell. Oh wow. So he cheated up on her, and did she leave him? Did she leave him? Are they split up now? Did she split up? Oh, the Reaper. Uh, you don't have to say goodbye. I just give you a steel toe boot in the ass. See ya. I'm on subbing. Like I care. I'm gonna tell you, this is the wrong channel. This is the wrong channel to talk about, your subbing and your on subbing. We ain't here for subs. We're not here for click, likes, and views. We're not here for that shit. You do not hurt our feelings when you say that. You do not hurt nobody's feelings. Trust me. You don't. That the fucking Reaper or whatever it was, said, made a shitty statement. They just got a steel toe boot in the ass. So, it is what it is. But, that don't work over here. That don't work over here. And that might hurt somebody's feelings that cares about click, likes, views. That might hurt somebody's feeling that cares about subs. Hey, I'm going to tell you what. This channel don't. We don't give a damn. What we give a damn about is these missing kids. That's what this channel does. This right here, Summer Moon Utah Wells channel, is all about the missing kids. All we care about is getting these kids found, calling out the truth, doing whatever we have to do to get to the truth that will get the child found, brought home, and justice served. That's what we do here. And we don't care about nothing else. Nothing else matters. And that's the way it's been from day one. And that's the way it will be until Summer is found. Until she's found, brought home, justice gets served. That's the way it will be. This is America over here. We don't hold back. We don't give a shit. We're not going to sit and we ain't no fucking panty waste over here. We're not going to sit around and, what did we do to cause you to want it on sub? We don't give a fuck. Go hit that button. Ask me if I give a shit. That's what you need to do. For real. I'm going to tell you. Wowsy fucking woo-woo, right? All around the world, sad songs. That's all I got to say. I got a few of them bitches myself, right? I'm going to tell you, people piss me off. I have to sit back. I got to light up my fatty, man. I got to light up my fucking fatty. Freaking hope it don't fucking bite me, right? Shit. PG, man. I'm gonna tell you, this shit right here could kill your high. All right. It could kill your freaking high. All these people crying. Whoa. I had to boot 2 people in the freaking ass tonight, right? 2. Like 2 in a row. Like shit. You know, I always heard they come in threes. Right? I'd be looking for who's number 3. Pick a number, stand in line. Oh my God. Really? Wow, I'm going to tell you something, Australia. I have got to call you. I have got to call you. I got to get the scoop on this one. Because, I love Dolly. I love Dolly. I mean, I did. I don't know what's going on. Oh, wow. His channel, Quentin's grandma was. Yeah, I hate it when they do that shit. I absolutely hate it when they do that stuff, right? I mean, yeah, I don't like that. I don't care who's on this panel. My people ain't getting blocked. My people are not getting blocked. I don't care. I'm going to tell you right now, everybody's a suspect. All the people around the Chow's case is suspects. They are suspects. They need to be treated like suspects. And you know what? If the chat wants to ask them questions, don't come up on my panel unless you want to answer the questions, right? You need to answer the hard questions. There's hard questions and people want answers. And if you didn't come to answer those questions, then you just need to, you just need to not even come here at all. I don't tolerate that stuff. I'm going to tell you, we're all about the child. That's what we care about. If you say something bad about one of the kids, we're going to probably block and boot you. But, as long as you're good about the kids, as long as you love these children and you want them found and you want them brought home and you want justice served on that baby's behalf, I'm going to tell you what, we do not give a damn what you ask the suspect. We don't care what you say about these suspects. We don't care. We don't care. Because they are suspects. And they need to be answering up the questions. Amen. I tell you what. That's the truth. I don't know. I don't know what Dolly did. I don't know what Dolly did because, like I said, I don't want you. I heard he was just starting a new game. I heard he was just getting ready to start a new game, right? Put a 1 in the chat. That's what I heard. I mean, that's the last thing I heard about Dolly was he was getting ready to have a new game. Some kind of game startup. That's right. That's right, Carrie. Absolutely. Absolutely. Girl, you said it. You said it. I couldn't say it better myself. We only support the victims here. Summer's channel, we will not support suspects. That's right. Ever. Amen. Yeah, Turtle Island. Yeah, I heard he was going to start up a new game. Sometimes I do tune in for the game, to see who gets voted off or whatever. I do tune in here and there when he's playing the games. But other than that, I don't listen to Dolly. I don't have time. I don't have time to listen to Dolly. When you're running a channel, you don't have a lot of time to go to other channels all the time. I try to pop in here and there. I do support, different channels who truly work for the best of the children. I do support other channels. you know, especially like JLR. I love JLR. That guy's got it going on. And, I love JLR. I mean, he, he cracks me up. I do love him. And he does the best for the kids. I don't get into people's personal lives though. You know, I don't get into personal lives. I just can't do that. When I'm out here, it's all about the children. Um, you know, like, I try to stay, I try to just stick to, you know, true crime, children's cases and everything. As long as each creator is doing what's best for the child and the children, hey, I'm good with it. I'm good with it. Like I said, I like Don B. He's boots on the ground. He tries his best to do everything um for the kids. For the kids. He gets he gets into some trouble here and there, but um I do like the guy. We've had our history. Me and Don B's had our history, but we got past it. And I really do like the guy. He does work for the children. You got to hold respect for the people working for the kids. Regardless of your differences with these people, you still got to have respect. And I have respect for, there's a few channels that really do good for the kids. And you know, like Justin. I love Justin. Justin does a great job with Sebastian's case. You know, um, there's a lot of channels that, well, a few. There's a few. There's some channels that don't do too good for the kids either. They do more harm. They do more harm than good for the kids' cases. There's some like that as well. But thank God we got a lot of good ones out here also. It should be Katie Proudfoot going to court, not Bullhorn Betty. Um, in Sebastian's case, I don't know. I don't know. I keep up with Sebastian's case. I do keep up with Sebastian's case. But with Sebastian being a teenager, you know, being a teenager, what worries me, and all the information we've had on Sebastian's case, um, what worries me about Sebastian is being a teenager. He could have went out of the house. He could have snuck out and met someone that took him away from there. That's the only thing that bothers me. I mean, if he was 5 or 6 years old, then I would be like, whoa, this kid didn't go out of that house. But with him being, 15 years old and at that stage where, he was getting a little rebellious, with, and he also, according to Seth, this is his own dad. According to his own dad, Sebastian had another phone. So when Katie and them took his phone away, he had a backup phone that they didn't know about that he was using. And that scares me. That scares me that, Seth let him have a backup phone. And that backup phone, he could have been corresponding with some real weirdos. And God only knows what happened to him. That's my only problem with that case is, him being a teenager. You got to look at everything. I know that he, was barefooted, no coat, no jacket, barefooted. But if he was just, if someone told him to just come out, um, I got a video game I want to give you, just run out here and, just, it'll only take a minute, just sneak out here and get it. And, he was naive enough to run out there to a vehicle thinking he's just going to grab a game and go back in the house. And a person pulled off with him. Well, and that happens. That happens a lot to kids, especially teenagers. He should have been on camera. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something about them cameras. Sometimes those cameras will pick stuff up and sometimes they won't. Now, like I have surveillance cameras and I've got a lot of them. Trust me. I've got surveillance inside and outside. I've got, practically every whistle you could get for security. And I'm going to tell you now, I have seen times when I would suspect that my camera would have picked it up, but it didn't. So, sometimes those cameras don't pick things up. They could be low on battery. A lot of stuff. So, and it depends also on the settings. It depends on the settings because you can set your cameras where it'll pick up every little thing, but it will drive you crazy, right? Because it's constantly the bing, 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 bing. I mean, every little thing's gonna, so if most people, they go into their settings and they'll, make it to where it only picks up every so often. So they're not bugged as much. And that makes you miss a lot of things. So it depends on, what settings the person has everything on as well, right? That's what I'm talking about. So, I try to keep mine on every little bing, because I have this need to know. But before I knew about, that feature, because when you first get these cameras and stuff, you're not tech savvy on them. It takes you a while to learn everything. And at first, before I knew that these, you had these different settings, mine was automatically on, the every so often, and I was missing things like, I thought my camera should have picked something up and it didn't. So, and then you call in and you say, hey, what's the matter with my camera? It should have picked this particular person up, and here they are come to my house, and I look on my camera and they're not there, right? What the hell's going on? Well, you got to go in your settings and you got to set it to where, it's picking up everything instead of sporadically. So that could be happening in that area. And that's why the cameras didn't pick up him going out there, to meet up with someone. I don't know. I have no idea. And I mean, I hear that first I'm hearing that Katie and them have cameras, and then I hear they don't have cameras. I don't know if they had cameras or not. I wasn't there. And then I hear the neighbors had cameras. There was somebody outside creeping because somebody was walking their dog down the street and someone went and hid. It looked like somebody was hiding until the person got past them, and then they came back out. So who was that? Who was that creeping around in the area? Was that Sebastian out there running around? Was it somebody going to meet up with Sebastian? We don't know. Chris's co-worker also said he was not there at the time he said. Well, I heard that Chris, I don't know, but I heard that the boss where he worked said he was at work like super early, and he was running a crane or something before he was supposed to. And matter of fact, they asked him to leave the job site. He done something that pissed them off, and they asked him to leave the job site. And then I heard they fired him off of that job with the hospital, right? Wasn't it children's a hospital for children? I heard they let him go off of that particular site. So I don't know. I mean, here's the thing. Here's the thing that makes me wonder about Chris and Katie Proudfoot is that 3-hour phone call. That 3-hour phone call is what raises an alarm with me. Is I'm thinking that that 3-hour phone call, I'm thinking that she wasn't on her end and he wasn't on his. I'm thinking that, they were meeting up. And that's my opinion. That's just my opinion. I think during that 3-hour phone call, she came out of that garage and went and met up with Chris somewhere. And I think, in my opinion, she possibly handed Sebastian off to Chris. And then, he got back to where he was at and hung up the phone, and she got back and hung up hers. And that's my opinion. During that 3 hours is a big red flag. Just saying. And it seemed, and then when Sebastian's dad, Seth, when Seth said that he went there because he said he went to Katie's house that morning, when Sebastian went missing, he went to Katie's house and he said that house was fucking spotless. And, like spotless. He was talking about how clean that house was. And so it sounded to me like after she got back to the house, she stayed up half the damn night, if not all night, cleaning that house from top to bottom for some reason. That's what it sounds like. And it sounds like when law enforcement came in there, they seen how clean it was, and they pretty much knew there was no evidence to be found because it had done been cleaned up. That's just my opinion. I don't think Seth had anything to do with his son's disappearance. I don't think he had anything. I don't care a lot for Seth because he got a lot of money and he didn't put a reward fund up for Sebastian. He didn't allocate any of that money towards a reward fund, and that kind of upset me, right? That upset me. It's like he was like, no, this is my money. and he wasn't giving it $1, not even $1 to his son's reward fund. But then he gave like a bunch of money. I don't know. Wasn't it like 3,000? Does anybody know how much he gave to some woman to save her house? Supposedly gave some woman some, like $3,000 or $4,000 or something to save her house. I don't know how true it is, but that's what I heard. But he wouldn't put no money towards his son's reward fund. That's the only problem I have with Seth. I think that, I don't know. I don't know. Right. Yeah, right. Peas in a pod. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think Seth did anything. Actually, Seth, had an alibi. They know he was at work all night. And, he was really shocked when his son, when he got that phone call, it really shocked him. To be honest with you, I think that Sebastian was a handful for not just Katie and Chris, but I think Sebastian was a real handful for Seth as well, to be honest with you. And, if I had to tell the truth, right? If I had to say what I believe is really the truth, well, what I think is the truth is I don't think none of them wanted Sebastian. I don't think Seth wanted Sebastian when he was still here. And I don't think Katie and Chris wanted Sebastian when he was still here either. I don't think any of them really loved and cared about that little boy. I don't think none of them did. I just don't believe that. I think they saw him as, a problem, as a, as a problem. I think they viewed Sebastian as a problem for them instead of, viewing him as a gift from God and, their child that, they supposed to be patient and take care of. I think that, Sebastian really got on Seth's nerves. I think he really got on Katie's and Chris's nerves. And I think that, sometimes you can dislike your child. Sometimes you can dislike your children, right? Sometimes you can, for some people. So I don't know. I don't know. It just seemed like, because when Sebastian came up missing, it was on Seth's weekend. Seth was supposed to have Sebastian. Seth was the one. Sebastian's supposed to have been in Seth's care and not Katie's care that weekend. But Seth didn't want to put up with Sebastian, and he didn't pick him up, and Katie had to keep him. And you shouldn't do a child like that. You should not do a child like that. That child did not feel wanted. He did not feel loved. He did not feel cared about on either side. That's what I believe. So I don't know. I mean, I think they all loved this boy. I think he just really got on their nerves. And they didn't want to put up with him. They were just trying, I think they were all trying not to put up with him, to be honest. my opinion on Chris Proudfoot, I'm going to tell you something about Chris Proudfoot. I wouldn't let that guy smell where I pissed. And that's the truth. I don't care about Chris Proudfoot. I think Chris Proudfoot is a pompous ass, if you ask me. I don't know if he had anything to do with Sebastian's case or not. I mean, in my opinion, that 3-hour phone call is alarming. It's weird. And the way they were acting was really weird when Sebastian came up missing. And so forth so on. But just, just in general, say Sebastian wasn't missing. Say, he wasn't missing or anything. And I was to meet up with Chris Proudfoot. I would not like this guy. I would not like this guy because he's a pompous ass, right? He thinks he's this motherfucker. If you could buy him for what he's really worth and sell his ass for what he thinks he does, you'd make a hell of a profit. That's what I think about him, right? And I'm going to tell you something. This dude, he's one of those guys that, he's an asshole. I just call it like I see it. I call it like I see it. He's an asshole. In my opinion, the guy's an asshole. I don't like him. And I wouldn't let him near my kids. If a mother freaker like that, if that motherfucker looks sideways at my kid, I'm going to tell you right now, I would let him know. Don't let the freaking door hit you where the good Lord split you. You get the fuck on up out of here. Katie Proudfoot, I think she's one of those people that hump up in a corner, right? I think she humps up in a corner and just lets that freaking, piece of crap. I think she just lets that piece of crap, have at it. And, no, you don't do that. You don't do that. I'm going to tell you right now, that mother freaker would not have pushed my son around the way that he was, if that dude would have even act like, if he would have just act like he's going to take a belt to one of my kids, oh hell, I'm going to tell you what, oh hell no, hell to the no. Let me tell you right now, you better not touch my kids. I tell you something, and I don't have no problem telling people. I have no problem telling people. Like my fiance, like I told him, you're here for me, not my kids. The first time you say something about my kids, or look at them a way I don't like, you're the fuck up out of here. My kids come first. Don't you worry about my kids. I don't want you putting clothes on their back. I don't want you putting food in their mouth. I don't want you putting a roof over their head. I don't want you doing a damn thing for them. You're not here for them. You're here for me. And if you can't be here for me, then you need to leave. They're not your business. They're my business. And that's the way it is. Because I tell you what, I go batshit fucking crazy. You better not even think about saying shit to my child. My child has freaking one boss above me, and that's God Almighty. And that's it. They will answer to God, and they will answer to me. My kid's dad is deceased. He's gone. And they don't need another one. You only get one dad in this life. Well, their dads passed away. And let me tell you, the only other father my kids are going to have is God Almighty. And that's it. So if you want to bring your ass in and play daddy, you might as well, save yourself the trouble and stay the fuck home, right? Because you ain't bringing your ass up in my place playing daddy. We don't need no daddies up in here. No way. I'm going to tell you what. I get the presents on Mother's Day, and God gets the presents on Father's Day. And that's it. My kids do not have a dad on this earth. I don't know why people, I don't know why people let men come in and play daddy. I don't know why women are like, oh, I want my kids to have a dad. I want, this is the only dad they know. What the fuck ever. Whatever. I don't care. I'm not saying that some men wouldn't, but that's not their dad. That's not their dad. Some men, there is nice guys out there that, treat women's children with a lot of respect and kindness and everything, but it still ain't their dad. You can't make someone's dad. You only have one dad, and that's whoever the real dad is. That's my opinion. Exactly, Australia. I'm going to tell you, you got to be careful. You got to be careful. I'm going to tell you something. The one thing I noticed about Sebastian's case is Chris and Katie came out and they didn't do anything but kind of bash Sebastian. I didn't like that. I mean, they kind of made fun of him. Chris sit there, he can't sing, he couldn't dance, he couldn't run. I mean, it was like they was trying to lead us all to dislike this boy. And I didn't like that. I did not like that. I seen right away, that they were, trying to tarnish, this child in the eyes of everyone. And I didn't care for that at all. I've been engaged for a New York minute, to be honest with you. And he's kind of, upset, he's upset. He's like, are we ever going to get married? Are we ever going to get married? Why do you keep putting it off? What are you doing that you have to keep putting it off? So he is getting antsy. But I've got a lot going on. And the guy I'm engaged to is a really, really super nice guy. He's really, really nice, to an extent. We do have our differences. We've got our differences. Actually, we've had some real differences recently. I don't come out here and talk to people about my fiance or my life. You know, I try to keep my business. I try to keep my personal life personal. To be honest with you, but I'm going to tell you what. Sometimes, sometimes sometimes you just want to talk about stuff like that, right? Sometimes you just want to talk about the bullshit going on in your life. And but that's hard for me. That's hard for me because I got to keep my identity private, and I can't share too much of my life with people out here. You know, like I can't give you the date that I got engaged, right? Because then that could lead to me being found. I can't give, the date. If I was to get married, I couldn't let anyone know because, you know, that could give me out. You know, you got to keep everything private when you're out here in this world. I mean, you got a lot of beautiful, kind, nice people out here in the YouTube world who, really have your back, who really do like you and care about you and are really kind people. But you got a lot of snakes out there too, wanting to do evil stuff to you. And that's the problem. That's the problem with this world. That's why I can't wait until the Lord comes, right? I can't wait until the resurrection. I can't wait until, you know, all everything happens, and I can't wait until this world's gone and we're living in the next world where it's forever. Because the next world you won't have to be, you won't have to hide your identity because of evil people. You won't have to, hold back, you know, from trusting people and so forth and so on, because none of these evil people's going to be there. It'll be a lot better world then. But living in this world, you don't know who you can trust and who you can't. You know? I mean, I thought, I'm going to be honest with you, since I've been out here, I thought there was a few people that I could trust, like really trust, only to find out I couldn't. I mean, I've had some people totally break my heart, right? They totally broke my heart. I couldn't believe, that I couldn't trust them. Um, and that's the story of my life though. So you got to be real careful. Oh, Australia. She's a nobody's business who PG is. I'm gonna tell you. I think Smiley put it the best. She said PG's like Santa Claus. Right? I'm like Santa Claus. I pop up and I do this and I leave. I mean, for all people know out there, I could be an angel, right? I could be an angel sitting behind here talking to all of you, and you don't even know. You don't even know. Right? You say, where did PG come from? Oh, well, an angel wouldn't cuss like that. Really? It might if it was having to fit into this world. You never can tell. Mama PG took my man. Sorry for letting it out. I took your man. Well, when next time I talk to my fiance, I'm gonna ask him. I'm gonna tell him Mama Brat said that I took her man. When did you start seeing her? I might actually um wait until he's bending over, pouring out the dog food, give him a good swift kick in the backside, watch his head hit the cabinet. And when he says, "What the hell you doing?" I'm gonna tell him Mama Brett says that I stole her man. Thought you were my man. I'd like to see his reaction to that one. All right. I bet that would piss him off. I might do it too. Yeah, I thought you lost your mind, but now I know you have. Right. Yeah. He decided he decided it'd be a smart idea to get PG a puppy. Guess who's got a puppy? It's not PG. he's on he's on the other end of the phone hollering, hold on. Wait. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm like, don't do what? I'm not talking to you. he, he's getting after that puppy. That puppy's chewing up everything. It cracked me up. Yeah. I told him we get shared custody. He keeps the puppy 365 days a year, except on leap year. I get it that one day. I'll take it that day. Heck no. I'm going to tell you, a puppy is a lot of responsibility. It's a lot of responsibility. And I cannot put a puppy in a cage, you know. With me, it would be in a cage all the time because I'm always busy. I don't have time for all of that. He should have noted. He should have noted. Girls today don't want marriage. They just want a one-time thing. Hey, Janet, what's that thing? Do tell. Do tell what's that thing? Oh, Lord. She said those girls just want one-time thing. And that sounds like the way men used to be, right? Yeah, I'm going to tell you, puppies are a lot of work. They're cute. They're cute as a button, but they're a lot of work. And you got to take them to the vet, and you got to, it's just a lot. And you got to make sure, that you feed them, you got to, and then like, some puppies end up being diabetic and stuff. And oh, wow. I mean, it can be a lot if you know, because you just don't know. You don't know. Loving life is a troll. Oh my goodness. I'm going to be so happy to expose you. Who are you exposing? Who are you talking about, love and life? Who are you going to expose? I'm going to be so happy to expose you. Who are you going to expose? PG, you're getting exposed. Yeah, I'm getting exposed. Right? You, PG, she's been talking shit about you in chat. Tell her to pick a number and stand in line. Right? Get that, pick that number and stand in line. You might reach the front in about 1,000 years. Right? Oh, shit. Oh my God. Expose me. Listen, love and life, I'm exposing my ass right now. You can kiss it. With your eyes open or closed, your choice. Right? She gets to make that choice. Oh God. Oh shit. Listen, you guys. I'm PG. Yeah, PG gonna have to roll up out of here tonight. Right. I got it. I got to head out on my freaking patio and finish smoking my fatty. And laugh about this shit a little harder than I'm already laughing. I'm going to expose you. I'm going to expose you. Oh, shit. That cracks me the fuck up. Oh, shit. Oh, God. I'm going to tell you. It ain't a good thing to walk around in my own head. Oh, shit. Oh. It's called jealousy. It's called jealousy, envy. People people like that are jealous of you. You know, they're just jealous. It's what haters do. It's what haters do. Evil people, you know, they're those, you always know evil people because they're always hate to see anybody else succeed. Haters don't like to see other people doing good. You know, it irritates their demons. Right? It irritates up their demon. They just hate it. You know, they always think you got everything better than them. They're too stupid to count their blessings, right? They're too stupid to look at what they've got, you know, what their blessings are. They're always sitting there trying to stare at yours and envy yours and, you know, want yours. And it's just sickening. They're just, I mean, wouldn't it be fucking horrible to be like them? Man, I like to see the whole world doing good. I hate to say it, you know. When I see beautiful people, I say, God bless, you know. Wow. You know, it's good to see beautiful people. It's good to see beautiful souls, you know, people, kindring spirits. It's beautiful to see kind, caring people. It's beautiful to see people have everything. It's beautiful to see people be blessed every day, you know, with enough of everything they need to succeed and to live. I mean, I'm ecstatic for people when, you know, when they're doing great. And, you know, it takes a lot off of my shoulders when I see people doing really good because I don't have to help them, right? I don't have to help them. I don't have to, you know, feel compelled to do something. Um, People should, that's the way humans should be. They should want to see everybody succeed in life, you know? But evil people can't do that. They're, you know, I don't know what their, you know, malfunctions are. I don't know why they're like that. You know, that's, I just know it's their fucking problem, not mine. Right? And I'm glad it ain't my problem. And I move on. I'm like, you know, um, maybe, you know, maybe if you want what all these other people had, you should fucking try to be nice, right? Maybe you would want to try to, you know, walk with God and be happy for everybody and be happy for yourself. You know, the one thing I know about haters is they don't like their self. And if you don't like yourself, you can't like no one else. You got to love yourself in order to love other people. If you don't love yourself, you there's no way you can love no one else. You know, it's just is what it is. Everything starts with you. It all starts with you. And that's the truth. I mean, you know, but I don't know. I don't know what makes the, you know, people like that in this world. I mean, what did I like you said, man, my shit's biting back. Um that fatty man. Whoa. Somebody remind me to start putting a freaking apple peeling or something in my good stuff. It wouldn't be so harsh. I gotta remember that. But I don't know. You know, man, I believe in living and let live, right? Oh shit. I wanna head out of here, you guys, before I lose my buzz. I told you they was gonna be number 3 tonight, right? We booted 1 in the ass, 2 in the ass. Number 3 popped in. I hope somebody put her candle out. I hope somebody put that candle out. That's all I can say. But anyway, listen, you guys, keep those prayers going up for Summer Moon, Utah Wells. Keep them going up, because I know God is listening. God's listening. Through his son, you just pray in the name of Jesus and God hears it. That's what the Bible says, so that's what it is. You know, that's what it is. So just send those prayers up for this little girl. Let her know how much we love her. Because I believe Summer is in heaven. And I believe that our loved ones, when they go on, they can still feel our love. You know, somebody said, I wish there was a phone in heaven. Well, there is. There is. There's a phone in heaven. And if you want to know how to make the call, well, you say in the name of Jesus Christ. That's how you make the call. Right? Keep the prayers going up for her, because I truly believe Summer can feel all of our love in heaven. I really believe she could hear all of our prayers being said for her. I believe that Summer is up there. And I believe we will see her again one day. I believe we'll see her again one day. I truly believe that when each one of us cross the Jordan to the pearly gate, Summer's going to be there waiting on you. And I think she's going to grab your hand and tell you how much she appreciated each and every last one of you for being there for her. You know, she may not have felt the love when she was here, but I bet you 10 to 1, God's letting her feel it now. How many people really did care. And this world wasn't as bad as Summer thought. The little circle she was in was horrible. But I truly believe God has let her see that there is a big world down here and a lot of beautiful people. And it's sad that she didn't get to meet us, right? It's sad that she didn't get to meet us before now. So I believe if any one of us would have had the opportunity, if God would have allowed us to have Summer instead of the Wells, she would have had everything she ever wanted in this world. We would have took good care of her. I think the saddest thing in this whole world that bothers me the most is to hear little Summer's voice screaming, help me. Mom, Mommy, help me. And she didn't get no help. She got no help. Most mothers would have wrapped that phone around Don Wells. Most mothers would have wrapped the phone. You'd have heard that phone being wrapped around someone, protecting their child. But no, we didn't hear that. That baby kept screaming. Candace didn't help it. And she started hollering, someone, anyone, hoping that the operator would hear her. She wanted that operator to hear her. Please, please help me. But that operator didn't bother to get Summer any help either. That operator sent the police out there and failed to mention there's a child in distress in that house needing help, and you need to look over the child. That operator didn't do their job. And little Summer didn't get the help she needed. So many people could have helped that baby and nobody did. No one helped her. No one stayed on it diligently to help her, but she was surrounded by pure evilness. The people could have helped her was as evil as the Wells, if you ask me. And that's why she got no help. This is a world that really just doesn't care anymore. This is a horrible world, you guys. That it really doesn't care. You'd be surprised at how little law enforcement cares about victims. You'd be surprised at how little the court systems care about victims. I'm telling you, the Bible says that this world will become selfish and self-seeking. And it is. This is a selfish and self-seeking world. We're already there, you guys. We're already there. Get your houses in order. Get your house in order. If you ain't found God, if you don't know God and you haven't found God, I suggest you seek Him now. I suggest that you turn your life around, get on the righteous path, start doing what it takes to get to heaven. Because I truly, myself, I think that people better start looking up, because any day you're going to see the Lord coming. You're going to see that rapture. You are going to see it. And you don't want to be left behind. This is an evil world, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. And it says in the Bible there will be wars and rumors of wars. Well, baby, you're sitting right in the middle of it right now. You are sitting in the middle of it. We better listen. We better listen to what, open your ears, open your eyes and ears, people. That's what you better do, is open your eyes and your ears. Because I'm going to tell you what. I seen Donald Trump. Donald Trump is teamed up. He is teamed up right now with Elon Musk. He's teamed up with him. I don't like it. I hate to say it, but I don't like it. I don't like that duo thing there. I don't like the people that Donald Trump has teamed up with. What I'm saying is, I think the people around Donald Trump right now have an agenda. I believe they have an agenda. And I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. Donald Trump ain't the same Donald Trump we knew the first time. I like the one we had the first time. I don't know about this one. I'm on the fence right now. But I did hear him, and I heard him talking about, he's talking about war. He's talking about war, you guys. And I'm going to tell you something. And it ain't war to protect America. It's war to protect other people. It's war to protect other people that really ain't our business. And the problem with our country is, we're worrying about everybody else and we're not worrying about our own. We're not worried about our own. It's like, it's like we're being, sold. It's like we're being sold out, to be honest. And it's been feeling that way for a long time. Get your houses in order, because the Revelations is fulfilling itself. It's fulfilling itself. I mean, faster than it's ever fulfilled itself before. And I'm going to tell you what, if a war breaks out, you better make sure, you better make sure that you got your pantry stuffed. That's all I got to say. You better make sure you got plenty of stuff that you can fall back on. Because when war breaks out, people ain't going to have food. You are not going to have all the things you need to make it. And I'm going to tell you another thing. When the big C word broke out, you saw how it was. Everybody for his own. They didn't care if your kids got an education then, did they? Them teachers ran like hell and they hid. And they didn't care who's being abused, who ain't being abused, who's at school, who's not at school. They didn't give a shit. What they cared about was saving themselves. They all up in your business. They're all up in your business before that, weren't they? Telling you how to raise your kids, telling you how trying to threaten you up. Teachers acting like they owned your kids instead of you. Becoming a real problem. That C word broke out. They were gone. They didn't care about your kids then, did they? Your kids were your problem. Well, I'm going to tell you, war breaks out, your kid's going to be your problem too. You better make sure that you get yourself ready. You better start paying attention to what's going on in our country. Because if a big old war breaks out, you ain't got enough in those pantries to sustain yourself for a while. Well, you and your family might just starve, right? You might end up losing everything you got. It's a scary time right now. It's a very scary time. And you got to, yes, right, you got to stockpile. You got to stockpile. You got to make sure that you're ready for all of this stuff. I got a feeling it's going to get real bad. And right now is the time to be doing what you need to do to take care of you and your own. Just saying. Yeah, right. Exactly. Ukraine is, sounds like Ukraine. And that guy from Ukraine, did you see the way he disrespected our country and our president? I mean, he ain't trying to make no peace. The way he acted, who cares? I mean, we got to start keeping our nose out of other people's business. I mean, if that guy ain't willing to, sit down and try to come to some kind of peace, then the hell with it. It wasn't Trump. It wasn't Trump. It was that guy. That guy from Ukraine came over here and he he had no respect whatsoever. He had no respect for this country. He wasn't wanting to try to make any type of, of agreements in any way. I watched it. I seen with my own eyes. The one thing I do is keep up with, what's going on in our country and around the world. I do try to keep, up with it because it's important. It's important to do that. But from what I'm seeing right now, is people better get out there. You better stock your shelves. If you take note, the stores ain't got much food already. Has anybody noticed that? Has anybody noticed there's not much food in the stores? Put a 1 in the chat if you took note that your supermarkets just don't have a lot of food already. So I'm going to give you the heads up. You might want to buy a lot of stuff that has long shelf life. You might want to get a lot of things that have a long shelf life and start stocking it up, because I'm going to tell you, over the next year or so, you might end up needing it. You may need it within the next 6 months, because this is all going really fast. And I say probably 6 months, no more than a year, we're going to probably be in some more. And if you ain't got your pantry stocked to the hilt, well, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. You're going to be in a lot of trouble. Just saying. And I tell you, that ain't the only thing you better stock up on. You better also be stocking up on a way to keep your house warm without electricity, and a way to cook without electricity, and a whole lot of other things. Just saying. I think it's going to get really bad. Yeah. Best thing you can do is get as much stuff as you can that'll last a long time. That you can actually make meals off of it. You don't want to end up like those people did before, out there picking freaking weeds, trying to picking weeds to make a salad. You don't want to end up in a bunch of soup lines where you're barely going to be able to get enough food to sustain yourself. And that's what happens. That's what happens when this kind of stuff's going on. It gets really, really hard, and only the strong survive. So, just saying. Listen, you guys, keep those prayers going up for the kids. I don't like to get into politics. But with the way everything's going right now, I'd be the first to let you know to start stocking up on stuff, little at a time, however you have to do it, but fill up your pantries, start stocking up. Like I said, might want to try to get some kind of way to heat your home and so forth without the electricity and so forth and so on, because it can get really bad. It can get really, really bad. We need to know this, PG, so thank you. Hey, girl, I'm worried myself. PG's going to stop. I'm going to start stocking up, you guys. I'm going to start, I'm going to stop. I'm going to, stop just because usually I just try to go from, week to week. And I got a pantry, but it ain't, I ain't stocked up. I go, I'm one of those people that try to turn my stuff over, all the time. And I don't keep a lot of stuff on hand, but I'm going to tell you that's going to change. That's going to change. I'm going to be stocked to the hilt because I'm worried. So, I'm just telling you guys, because you need to know. You do need to know. But anyhow, I'm going to get out of here. Keep those prayers going up. Keep them going up for one another as well. Keep them going up. There's so many people in here needing prayers. Keep Richard in your prayers. Keep Beautiful Sunflower in your prayers. Keep all these people. There's so many. Lord, I tell you what, if I wrote all their names down, it'd take me another hour to get them out here. Just keep these people in your prayers. So many people needing prayers. So keep all of them in your prayers. Ruby too, absolutely. I was trying to think of her name, and absolutely. And Sweet Norway. We haven't heard from Sweet Norway forever and a day. I'm kind of worried about her. Keep her in your prayers as well. So many people, but keep them up, going up, and keep Ernie Shell. Keep Ernie Shell in your guys' prayers too. Keep him in your prayers. Ernie, I don't know what to say for Ernie, but I'm going to tell you what. At the end of the day, I think he's a really good person. So keep those prayers going up for him as well. I'm going to say good night to everybody. God bless. Much love.